So Claire Freemantle was in court yesterday in order to confirm her name and her date of birth. There were a few minor administration matters to deal with before the trial begins properly at the Old Bailey on the 14th of July. She has been given unconditional bail. Her barrister had pointed out that the stress of the situation has already caused her to have further seizures over the last few weeks, which have been recorded. And so she has been granted unconditional bail, which won't help to control the seizures necessarily, but it does at least mean that she will be at home, that she will be able to rely on her support network when she has further seizures, and she will have further seizures throughout this process. Now, the two major queries that I have in terms of the second investigation are what it was that the police decided overrode the information that they had that the seizure caused the crash, when we also know that Claire Freemantle had never had a seizure before, that she had no idea that she had epilepsy. You don't know that you have it until you have a seizure. And also a point that I have also previously raised, which is to what extent, given that it does appear to some extent to depend upon the testimony of the school's headmistress, to what extent is this a deflection from the fact that the school, for reasons that I cannot understand, the school did not have adequate fencing around the school property, that all they had was domestic wooden fencing, that if they had had the kind of fencing that is most common around any school, usually metal fencing or brick walls, then it may well have been the case that that would have prevented the car from coming onto the school property in the way that it did. It would have likely have meant that Claire Freemantle was seriously injured, but no child would have been. So this is a point I'm going to come back to again and again. And I also want to know to what extent the parents' financial ability to pursue the matter put pressure on the police to push for a reason, however flimsy, because it is very much the case, as far as I can see, that it is Claire Freemantle's disability that is on trial. Now I'm going to enunciate that further over the next few weeks, as I did with the previous case, but I've been advocating already today and my brain is a little tired. So that will include information about what would cause what causes sudden onset epilepsy in adults, as well as other interesting things like that. I keep Claire in my prayers. I keep the family of Selena and Nuria Sajjad in my prayers. I know they've lost children and I know that pain. This is a tragedy that is being drawn out when this will not bring a happy conclusion. So I keep everyone in my prayers. But there's an update. 14th of July is when the trial itself starts, but I'll go over some information before then. Have a lovely evening, lovely people.